there, it's Rachel with Maggie, and today we are going to be working on something a little different. We're going to be doing stays with distractions, but this time the distractions are being outside and having the other dogs. Also, what's a little bit different about this is all of Maggie's friends on the big dog side are in plain view. She can see them, they can see her, so this is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Now this is useful because if you take Maggie out anywhere in public, for a walk, to the beach, to the pet store, to the vet, any of those places, you're going to run into dogs. And so you need to make sure that Maggie will still listen to all of her commands that you give her, even with the temptation of having other dogs around. So first we're going to start out with sit, stay. I'm doing the sit first because it's easiest to correct if I do have to correct her. So we'll start out there. Maggie, sit. Stay. Now even though Gucci's right there, she still has to listen to my command or your command if you're out and about. Here we can practice on stay with all 3 Ds, distance, duration, and distraction, but the focus is definitely going to be the distraction, since this is a lot more than Maggie usually has to deal with. She has her friends on the other side that are waiting for her to come back. I'm going to pet these dogs. She's doing a great job. I think that's a good warm-up. Good stay, Maggie. Good stay. Good girl. All right, that was very good. Now, notice that when I came back to her, she knew that I had the treat, and she was very excited about that, but I went all the way to her and I waited for a little bit. That's because I want her to learn that she still has to stay. I don't want her getting sloppy and getting up out of her stay when she is, while you're returning back to her. So I made it very clear that I have to get all the way to her and I get to release her from there. So Maggie, come here. Sit. Stay. All right, remember, stop sign in front of the face for stay. Now we're going to do this again, but I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. I'm going to give more attention to the other dogs. Stay, Maggie. Hi, Sienna. Oh, Oli, Kiko. Oh, good dogs. Good dogs. Yes, yes, yes. All right, she sees how excited they are. I'm using my excited dog voice, and so I know that has to be challenging for her. Good boy, Kiko. Yes. Good job. Only sit. Sit. Oh, close enough. All right, they aren't getting trained, but I want Maggie to know she has to listen to me or you, no matter what else you're doing. So I'm talking to these other dogs, I'm telling them to do stuff. Come here, Oli. Come here. There, I'm trying to confuse her a bit by calling another dog to me, but I have still told her to stay, so she needs to stay in her stay. And she's not even paying attention to me anymore, which I think is great. So I'm going to go back and release her. Good stay, Maggie. Good stay. Good girl. Good girl. All right, I have another distraction up my sleeve before we go and do some down stays. And we'll practice getting her to down without having the treat right available. So Maggie, come here. Maggie, sit. Stay. Now this time I'm probably going to get off camera, but I'm going to walk over to the gate where Maggie hangs out and where all of her big dog friends are, and we'll see how she does with me going over there to where she thinks that I'd be going through there to see them, or where I'd be taking any of these dogs through with me, because I know that's where Maggie likes to hang out, so that's going to be pretty tempting for her. And stay. Just giving a reminder, and I'm headed to the gate now. Stay. Stay. Maggie, come here. Sit. Stay. All right, I was being a little bit mean there. She was doing a great job, but then I opened the gate and I actually started to physically go through it, so she felt left out and wanted to come over. So I really like that she stopped walking and slowed down as soon as I gave her the correction sound. She didn't put herself in a sit, but that's okay because I just brought her right back and I put her in a sit in the same spot anyway. Whenever you have to correct her like this, especially when you're doing concentrated practice like this, it's important to always put her back right where she started. That way she doesn't gain anything by getting up. It's not like she can inch closer to the gate by getting up, walking, then sitting down and staying and repeating that process. So she's stuck right back where she is, and I'm going to try that one more time, but this time I'm going to pay a little bit more attention to her and remind her to stay while I'm doing this. Now this leash is long enough. Sit. All right. Maggie's definitely good on her duration. It looks like she's getting a little bit tired. And sit, Maggie. I don't want her to lay down. No, Maggie. Sit. Sit. Maggie, sit. Sit. Stay. All right, as I was saying there, I don't want her to lay down because I told her to sit and stay, not do whatever she wants and stay. All right, now here with a scratch, she might roll into a down if you don't want her to. Maggie, sit. Stay. All right, that's good. I'm going to try this one more time. Stay. Stay, Maggie. Stay. Good stay. Good stay, Maggie. Good job. Good girl. Oh, I was mean to you. All right, that was very good. That time I was able to open the gate and physically go through it, and she did a good job with me reminding her to stay and using a stern voice so she knew that I was serious. So that was very good. Now we're going to practice doing a couple downs without treats to see how she is with that. I remember you mentioned a couple weeks ago she needed to work on that. So we'll do some practice of getting her to down without me having a treat in my hand and rewarding her right away. Then we'll go into a down stay. So Maggie, come here. Come here. Want her off the leash here. Maggie, down. Down. Good, down. Maggie, up. Come here. Down. All right, she's doing well. One more practice. Come here, Maggie. Maggie, come. Down. All right, that's great. Stay. Now I'm going to try going through the other gate again. I think this is off camera, but it'll be a good distraction for her. This time the gate leads out and about, which might be tempting for her. Stay. 2 gates, and I ducked down for a bit so she couldn't even see me, and she still stayed in her down. But her distraction was when I started giving Sienna too much attention. So good girl, Sienna! Yay! Oh, Sienna! All right. Good job. And oh, down. Here. Down. Down, Maggie. Maggie, down. Down. Sit. Sit. Down. Stay. All right, we've been doing lots of stays for quite a while now, so I can tell she's getting tired of it. I just want to give a little bit of attention to these dogs, and then I'll release her. I want her to be able to overcome this. So, good girl, Sienna. Good girl, Oli. Yay, Kiko. Stay. Oh, doggies. Oh, doggies. All right, much better. I've done enough. Good stay, Maggie. Good stay. What a good girl. Oh, yes. Oh, I was so mean to you. Good girl. All right, she did a great job. I'm really impressed with how she did. There were a few mistakes. She got up a few times, but that was also usually when I had not reminded her with a stay command in a while, and when I was really petting the other dogs or going somewhere. So I think that Maggie does need those reminders, you know, every maybe 20, 30 seconds or so, especially if you're adding a new distraction that's going to be a bit challenging to her. Just when she looks at you, hold up your hand and tell her to stay, or one or the other, because she does know what both means. So she did a great job. I'm very proud of her. This was Rachel and Maggie, and we are doing stays with doggy distractions.